Today, we're talking about Jayne Trcka. You might remember her. She was an actress, a bodybuilder, just an unforgettable presence. But recently, her death has become this really disturbing mystery. And that's what we're going to unpack right now.
I mean, this was a woman who was the picture of strength, right? A face you'd recognize from movies. So when the news broke that she was found dead in her home at just 62, it just left everyone asking the same thing. What happened here?
And what makes this whole thing so unsettling is how we even found out about it. It wasn't some official press release. No, this all started because a friend of hers got really worried.
So the news officially hit the public on January 5th. But here's the really strange part. She had actually passed away weeks before that. Okay, so here's how it went down. According to law enforcement, a friend had been trying to get a hold of Jayne for days, just call after call and no answer. Finally, they got so concerned they went over to her house just to check on her, and that's when they found her in the kitchen. I mean, can you imagine? They called for help, of course, but it was just too late. She was pronounced dead right there at the scene.
And this is where that timeline gets really concerning. Her son later confirmed that she'd actually died way back on December 12th, but nobody found her until late December after those days of unanswered calls. And then the public, well, we didn't find out until January 5th. That's a huge gap. So to really get why this is all so shocking, you've got to understand who Jayne Trcka was. She was, and I mean this, a total powerhouse. She built her whole career on her incredible strength and her undeniable presence.
And she knew it too. On her own website, she had this tagline that was just perfect. The actress with the unique physique. I mean, how great is that? She knew exactly what made her different, and man, did she own it.
And get this, she didn't just conquer one athletic world, she dominated two. She started weight training in '86, and just 2 years later, she was already competing and showing up on the covers of huge fitness magazines. But on top of that, she was also a pro wrestler. She went by the name Cassie Kavanaugh, and she said that passion came from wrestling with her brother when they were kids. Pretty cool. Of course, for most of us, we know her from the big screen. Her breakout role? The absolutely unforgettable gym teacher, Miss Mann, in Scary Movie. I mean, who could forget that? But her career was so much more than that one role. She was on hit TV shows, she had that awesome appearance in Lady Gaga's telephone video, and she was even in a horror movie with Keanu Reeves. Just an incredibly diverse career. And, her drive didn't just stop when the cameras were off. She took all that expertise and became a personal trainer. She was also a realtor. She really built a full life for herself in Southern California, way beyond the Hollywood spotlight. But that's what makes this so tragic. This amazing, celebrated life, it came to such a mysterious end. And now, the official investigation is starting to reveal some really troubling details. And honestly, they're just raising more questions than they're answering. The first big question mark came from her own son. He actually told reporters that as far as he knew, she wasn't sick. There were no prior medical conditions that could explain this. So right away, that makes the whole situation even more puzzling, right? And then came the most alarming detail of all. This came directly from the San Diego Medical Examiner's office. A spokesperson confirmed that when they found her, there was, and I'm quoting here, trauma to her body. So because of that one finding, her official cause of death is still listed as pending. The investigation is very much ongoing while the authorities try to figure out what in the world happened. Okay, so where does all this leave us? It's confusing. So let's just take a second and break down what we actually know for sure versus what's still a complete mystery. All right, let's lay it out. Here's what we know. She passed away on December 12th. She was 62. She was found in her home. And the medical examiner specifically noted trauma to the body. But what we don't know is, well, pretty much everything else. What is the official cause of death? What exactly was the nature of that trauma? And the biggest question of all, did that trauma play a role in her death? Right now, nobody's saying. We just don't have the answers. And so we're left with this really stark contrast. Here's a woman who built her entire identity, her career, her life on physical strength and resilience. And now her death is completely shrouded in mystery, defined by these unanswered questions and this really unsettling word, trauma. The investigation is still going, and for now, it feels like the final chapter of Jayne Trcka's story just hasn't been written yet.